My name is Malene, and I am 33 years old. I am married to William, who is 35. We have been together for 8 years. When I married him, I thought I was the luckiest woman in the world. He loved me deeply. He had a good job, a beautiful house, and a kind heart. Every morning, he kissed my forehead before leaving for work and said, "Take care, my love." We laughed together, cooked together, and dreamed together. But as time passed, something began to change. William started coming home late. His calls became shorter. His smile, once full of warmth, turned distant. When I asked where he was, he would say, "Just work, Malene. Don't worry." But his eyes, they told another story. At first, I tried to ignore it. I told myself maybe he was just tired or stressed. But then I began to notice things. Unanswered calls, late-night messages, and small lies like, "I had to meet a client," or "Traffic was bad." Doubt began to grow like poison in my heart. One night, William came home after midnight. Dinner was cold, candles had melted down, and I had been waiting for hours. When I asked where he had been, he said softly, "Just work, my love." But his hands were shaking. That night, while he was in the shower, I picked up his phone. My heart pounded as I scrolled through his messages. Then I saw a name, Claire. There were messages filled with hearts and smiles. "Thank you for staying with me again today." "You're such a kind man, William. Let's have coffee next time." My world stopped. My breath caught. He was cheating on me. When he came out of the shower, I threw the phone on the bed and shouted, "Who is Claire?" William froze. "Malene, please listen. Don't lie to me," I screamed. "I trusted you, and you betrayed me." He looked hurt but calm. "It's not what you think." "Don't you dare!" I shouted. "I saw the messages. You were with her." Tears burned in my eyes. My hands were trembling with anger. I felt my heart break into pieces. William tried to hold my hand, but I pushed him away. "Get out," I said coldly. He looked at me for a long moment, his eyes full of pain. Then he said quietly, "Someday you'll understand, Malene. I just hope it's not too late." And he left. Days passed. I didn't call him. He didn't call me. At night, I cried until I fell asleep. During the day, I pretended to be strong. I told myself he didn't deserve me. I told myself I would move on. But my heart, my foolish heart, still missed him. Weeks later, as I was walking home from work, I saw a woman at the bus stop holding a little boy's hand. She looked tired, weak, but familiar. Then it hit me. She was the woman from the messages, Claire. My anger returned. I walked toward her. "So, you're the one who took my husband," I said sharply. Claire looked confused. "Your husband?" "Yes," I snapped. "William. I saw your messages." Her eyes widened. Then, to my surprise, tears filled her eyes. "Mrs. Malene," she said softly, "you've misunderstood. William was helping me. My son has a heart condition. He's been paying for his treatment for months." I froze. "What?" She nodded, trembling. "My husband died 2 years ago. William was his best friend. Before he died, he made William promise to look after us. He didn't want you to know because he said you'd worry. He didn't want any praise. He just wanted to keep his promise." I stood there, speechless. Then she showed me her phone. Messages from William about hospital bills, bank transfers, and doctor updates. She whispered, "He even sold his car last month to pay for my son's surgery." Tears spilled down my cheeks. I couldn't breathe. My heart felt like it was breaking all over again, but this time from guilt. I whispered. He wasn't lying. He was helping a child. I felt sick. I had thrown him out when all he did was something beautiful, something kind. That night, I couldn't stop crying. His words echoed in my mind. Someday, you'll understand. And now I did. I called him again and again, but he didn't answer. I texted, I'm sorry, William. Please come home. No reply. Days turned into weeks. My heart grew heavy with regret. Finally, I went to his office. His coworker said, Mrs. Moline, he hasn't come in for a week. He looked really weak last time I saw him. Panic filled me. I went to our old apartment, the small one where we had lived after our wedding. I knocked, and after a long silence, he opened the door. He looked pale, tired, and thin. His smile was weak, but his eyes were still kind. Moline, he said softly. Tears poured down my face as I hugged him tightly. I'm sorry, William. I didn't know. I didn't understand. He touched my hair gently. It's okay, he whispered. You had every right to be hurt. I shook my head. No, I was blind. Claire told me everything. You helped her son, and I threw you out. He smiled faintly. I didn't want you to worry. You've always been soft-hearted. I wanted to protect you. I held his face in my hands. You were protecting others, William. And I hurt you. He smiled again. Love isn't about being perfect, Moline. It's about understanding, even when the truth is hidden. Those words cut deep into my soul. After that, I took care of him. I cooked his favorite meals, sat with him, and read him his favorite books. But I noticed something strange. He was getting weaker. Doctors said he had been under too much stress, and it had damaged his heart. He smiled when I cried and said, Don't worry, love. I'm fine. Just promise me you'll keep smiling. Every evening, we sat near the window and watched the sunset together. Sometimes he'd whisper, Isn't it beautiful? I would nod, holding his hand, wishing time would stop. He kept helping Claire and her son. The boy's surgery went well, and whenever I saw his innocent smile, I felt William's kindness shining through him. One evening, William said softly, Moline, promise me something. What is it? I asked. He smiled faintly. Promise me that no matter what happens, you'll keep loving people, even when you don't understand them. I held his hand tightly and said, I promise. A few weeks later, one quiet morning, I woke up and found him lying beside me peacefully. He looked calm. Too calm. William? I whispered. No answer. I touched his hand. It was cold. My heart stopped. William? I screamed. Please, wake up. But he was gone. He had left me silently, the same way he had loved me, gently and without causing pain. A week later, while packing his things, I found a letter in his drawer. The envelope said, For my love, Moline. With trembling hands, I opened it. It said, My dearest Moline, if you're reading this, it means I couldn't say goodbye in person. Please don't cry. You were my greatest joy. I never wanted to hide things from you, but I couldn't bear to see you hurt. Sometimes love means staying silent, not because of lies, but because of care. You once told me you wanted to love a man who makes the world better. I tried to be that man for you. Please live your life with kindness and peace. I will always love you, in this world and the next, Forever yours, William. I held the letter to my chest and cried until I couldn't breathe. Now, 2 years later, I often visit Claire and her son. The boy calls me Aunt Meline. Every time he smiles, I see William's kindness shining in his eyes. Sometimes, when I look at the stars, I whisper, "I understand now, William. You never betrayed me. You were just too pure for this world." Tari, moral of the story. True love is not about perfection or showing off. It's about understanding, patience, and forgiveness, even when the truth comes too late.